welcome to the 1810 Innovation Entrepreneurship Institute of Temple University. We're really excited to have moved over here into 1810. We have a whole range of classes that are available to actually all Temple students, including of course all Fox students, as well as alumni. So over here behind me, for example, we have a classroom. We host a number of classes on creativity, innovation, entrepreneurship, etc. We run a lot of co-curricular events and activities that are designed to engage, build awareness, and connect students to entrepreneurial opportunities in the community.
In the mentoring space, students can come in, make appointments to meet with business people from the community to get feedback on ideas that they're working on. And in the accelerator space, you can become a member, join up with other student entrepreneurs, share resources, attend workshops, get feedback. In the fall, we have the idea competition to start generating ideas, recognizing opportunities, and testing them out. And in the spring, we have the Be Your Own Boss Bowl to take those ideas and turn them into a real venture.
Winning the Be Your Own Boss Bowl gave me a lot of recognition in Philadelphia. It helped introduce me to people that would become investors or would become employees.
IEI has definitely helped me in terms of perfecting my pitch. This organization really wants you to succeed.
The program has a really unique focus on understanding strategy, understanding the potential of multi-bottom line, social impact ventures, and things like that. And all these skills are immensely valuable for entrepreneurs to understand, and again, it can avoid a lot of mistakes along the way and help them maximize the chance of success with their ventures.
Welcome everyone to the 24th Annual Innovative Idea Competition, sponsored by the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Institute at Temple University. We're delighted to have everyone joining us today to hear some of the best new ideas coming from the Temple community of students, alumni, faculty, and staff from all 17 schools and colleges within the university. It is great to be back on campus and in person again to directly engage face-to-face with students. But we decided to hold the competition online again this year to allow the many students, alumni, and friends of the IEI who can't make it in person and still want to participate and watch the live announcement of our winners. Recent reporting shows that more people than ever are pursuing their entrepreneurial dreams and starting new businesses. And with the tools and technology available today, that has become more achievable than ever. Big, innovative ideas and an entrepreneurial spirit are helping our economy rebound and offering more opportunities than ever for those who are looking to make their mark. You will hear more about our programs, resources, and opportunities available at the IEI later during the event. We hope that some of you watching today will be inspired to join and take advantage of these free programs. This year, we received over 50 submissions, and we're delighted to see this competition continues to reflect the diversity of ideas and entrepreneurs at Temple. We have 6 finalists competing in the undergraduate track and 5 finalists in the upper track for graduate students, alumni, faculty, and staff. We will also be presenting several awards from our very special partners and sponsors. There will be a first and second place winner in each track, a prize for global innovation presented by Temple University's Center for International Business Education and Research. A new award this year for digital innovation is sponsored by the Digital Innovation Foundry, part of the Institute for Business and Information Technology. The crowd favorite award based on your votes during the live event today, and finally, our grand prize winner. Please make sure you have the YORN URL, and that's yorn.com/idea2021 on your phone so you can help choose the winners of the $500 crowd favorite award. You can vote for your favorite throughout the event or at the end of the pitch videos. And if you're tweeting, don't forget to use our hashtag IDEA2021. Finally, I'd like to thank the deans of the schools represented by our finalists from the Beasley School of Law, the College of Engineering, the College of Science and Technology, the Fox School of Business and Management, and the Tyler School of Art and Architecture. Your support of entrepreneurship has made it possible for your students and alumni to be competing today, and we believe their ideas and presentations will make you proud. We also want to acknowledge everyone who submitted an idea to this year's competition. and all the friends and family joining us today to support our 11 finalists. Before we begin our pitches, I want to thank our panel of judges who reviewed the finalist presentations and also participated in an intensive Q&A session with each of the teams. Camille Bell, CEO and founder of Pound Cake, and also the winner of the 2015 Global Innovation Award in this competition. Garrett Gillen, founder at 215 Marketing and a member of the grand prize winning team from last year. Zimri Hinshaw, founder of and CEO of Bucha Bio, who was our grand prize winner from 2019. And finally, Eloise Young, Senior VP of Strategic and Information Services at Philadelphia Gas Works, now retired. You can see we have founders from some of the best and most promising ventures from the past IDEA competitions participating this year in our judging panel. As always, our judges looked for ideas that have potential impact, that solve significant problems in large and growing markets, or which open up new opportunities and brand new markets. Now it's my pleasure to share with you the following 1-minute elevator pitches from each of the undergraduate track finalists. When we announce the winner, we'll be sharing their full 5-minute pitch presentation. And as you watch the videos, feel free to enter your questions for the finalists into the YouTube chat, and we'll be posing some of them to our finalists afterwards. Now here's our videos.
Technology is the future. So why is it that learning about technology, especially when it comes to coding, isn't free? There are free options out there, but none of them offer live instructors, and many people don't even know where to start. That's why at iei.temple we provide students with free coding classes. Every year we host a free 7-week summer program where kids learn web development at a pace that works for them. Everyone should have the opportunity to learn about technology. So if you are interested in signing up a child for our summer program, you can do so on our website. If you are interested in signing up your school or organization for coding classes, information can be found on our website's contact page. If you would like to donate, volunteer, or have any questions, please give us a call. We hope to see you soon.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Nathaniel Sloan, and I'm the CEO and founder of Logic Connect. Logic Connect is an all-encompassing end-to-end platform catered to the entrepreneur and small businesses that frequently engage in cross-border logistics, whether that is shipping goods back and forth to Africa, Latin America, the Middle Eastern markets, those emerging markets where a lot of trade is going on. Our target audience has a need for alternative and efficient methods outside of traditional shipping when it comes to their exporting and importing of goods. The Logic Connect platform algorithm streamlines the logistics process for our customers, users, and our partners by giving them greater visibility, true visibility, greater control, and the ability to optimize their global supply chain. Unlike our competitors, the entire logistics process end-to-end is done digitally, thus increasing and building cross-border relationships through technology and by implementing communities and small businesses within this process. We pride ourselves in assisting entrepreneurs and small business owners to scale their businesses efficiently and effectively. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Noah Montiers, and I'm the owner of Move Solutions LLC, and I'm here to give you a quick breakdown of our low carbon fuel standard smart contract solution. So California's low carbon fuel standard is a regulatory standard, and it was designed to provide a market for innovative low carbon technologies to emerge. Unfortunately, this emergence has been slow due to barriers associated with generating revenue in the LCFS. Move will simplify processes for new technologies to generate revenue in the LCFS, and this will accelerate the deployment of technologies on the verge of mass adoption. These include manure to electricity technologies, which both reduce farm emissions by 96% and put money in the pockets of farmers, natural gas and hydrogen fuel cell generators, and electric vehicles. We also hope that by easing concerns of reporting and reporting integrity, we will encourage governments to pursue standards that both reduce emissions and spur sustainable innovation. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Brianna Kerr, and my product is a sensory therapy dog cage. For dog owners that are frequently out of the house and who need ways to ease or rid of their dog's separation anxiety, my offering is a sensory therapy dog cage that will reduce a dog's anxieties through efficient sensory techniques and features, such as lick mats for taste, an anxiety vest wrap for touch, LED lights for sight, a sound speaker for hearing, and a scent diffuser for smell. Unlike medicinal or non-interactive solutions, my product provides a mobile app that controls the cage's sensory features, a built-in camera for owners to monitor their dogs, and customization options for the owner to choose which features they want. Additional offerings include subscription services to restock on features, selling a kit of these sensory features that can be inserted to existing dog cages, and an online community on the mobile app for owners to ask questions and share their own stories.
One in 10. 1 in 10 people will suffer from eczema in their life, a majority of them being children and infants when it strikes. Now, there are short-term solutions to their suffering, such as lotions and ointments. These will help alleviate symptoms, but along with this, they bring discomfort and a greasy feeling to wherever it's applied. Our company, X-Patch, will use the same medicine, the corticosteroid, with an adhesive bandage instead. So this will fix the discomfort, all the while protecting the flare-up from the elements so as to not worsen it. And along with this, it will bring the patient both physical and mental ease. So, as we say, don't scratch it, X-Patch it. Thank you.
Now that you've seen their pitches, remember to vote for the crowd favorite award. You'll have a chance to adjust your voting again after you've watched the remaining videos in the upper track too. It's my pleasure to ask Aman Sohail, the president of the Entrepreneurial Student Association, to join us now, and he'll be moderating questions for our finalists from our judges and the live YouTube chat. Aman?
All right, thanks so much, Greg. Sorry about that, I got a little bit of a delay. All right, so we're just gonna dive into the Q&A. First of all, I wanna congratulate everyone on some really great pitches, but feel free to just throw some stuff into the chat as we go. But yeah, let's dive right in. So we have a question from Lily. Avi, why did you opt to do this in person, and why wouldn't working remotely reduce your costs?
So we do offer virtual and in-person classes, but we're primarily in person because students tend to have trouble with learning online, especially since a lot of them are still doing online school and things like that.
Awesome. Great. All right, moving on then. We have a question from Remy. Brianna, what research did you do to validate your idea and prove that people would be willing to make this investment?
Yes, so I did a few interviews of dog owners themselves and found this widespread need of them being afraid to go to work and having that stress of leaving their dogs at home when they experience severe separation anxiety, and as well as research online with finding that 46% of the dog owners themselves experience separation anxiety from their dogs, and 76% of the dogs themselves experience separation anxiety.
Awesome. And Nathaniel, we have a question from Josh. How exactly will Logic CXT make money? Who's your customer?
Logic Connect will make money via every time a shipment is actually on its way to its destination. So we'll take a fee from every one of those shipments, as well as the fees that come with the local trucking and the other services that we would offer.
All right, and if you have any questions in the chat, not yet, but let's see. If you have any more questions for Nathaniel, please throw those in the chat and we'll come back to it. Thank you, Nathaniel. It looks like we got another one from Lindsay. For Cameron, what are some of the unknowns you will have to figure out before creating your product?
So the big unknown that we're really dealing with is efficacy. I mean, the the medicine itself is proven, and bandages, of course, are proven. So it's the combining of them that makes sure it's a valid product, you know?
Yeah. Let's see. Like I said, please keep throwing some questions in the chat. All right, we got one from Lily Fergina. Who do you consider your direct competition, and why would a pet owner choose your services over others?
I would say our direct competition would be between Chewy or Facebook Marketplace, because they're similar online selling platforms, but where we differentiate ourselves is by thrifting products. So we resell used items, and that's where the sustainability aspect comes in.
Nice. All right. And it looks like we got another one for, I think it's Logic. For the free coding classes, what is the revenue model and who pays for this?
I'm sorry, did you say the question was for me?
That was for you, Avi. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, could you repeat the question?
Yeah. For the free coding classes, what is the revenue model and who pays for this?
So the free coding classes, so AviIT is actually a nonprofit organization, meaning that we're fully funded on grants and donations. And so through the help of those, we're able to offer the coding classes for completely free. And we create the curriculums and provide devices and such, all from our own end.
Amazing. All right. We got another one from Logic. Okay, what case studies do you have showing value of your offering? Nathaniel, I think that's you.
Just want to make sure.
Yep.
Okay. Could you repeat the question?
Yep. What case studies do you have showing value of your offering?
Well, there are several companies in the LTL space, the less than container space right now, and they do offer several of the services, just not all the complete services that I have proposed here, where they do a significant amount of revenue and goods per year throughout the world, Europe, Middle East, Africa, all those areas.
Awesome, yeah. Any more questions? Come on. So I guess if we'll wait for some questions pop in. Oh, we got one. I guess we can ask every single panelist this question. What was the hardest part of launching your idea? Then Nathaniel, do you want to start? And then we'll just go down the line.
Yeah, I guess the hardest part was figuring out what it was going to be. It took a lot of time to piece together a lot of it, to see what your competition was offering that you could get the opportunity up on them. The whole process, I guess, is pretty much a lot.
Yeah. All right, Cameron, what was the hardest part of launching your idea?
Okay, so our idea is still, we're working on a prototype now, but FDA approval is going to be the hardest part. We're trying to get substantial equivalence, so it's like a relatively more easy route for FDA approval, but that's going to be our toughest problem.
Definitely. That's a huge process, so I'm sure it's going to be a long journey, but definitely take advantage of the resources you have. And Avi, did you want to tell us what the hardest part of launching your venture was? Or your idea?
So when we first launched AviIT, our biggest problem was that we did not already own devices and such to use for our summer camp that we had this year. So we launched in March and the camp was in June. And so like between that time, we had a lot of trouble like trying to find devices, but luckily people donated devices and we had monetary donations. So everything worked out in the long run.
Awesome. Noah, what was the hardest part of launching your idea?
Thanks, Aman. So for me, since not a lot of people know about the low carbon fuel standard, a lot of the hardest part for me has been trying to teach people and teach them so they can see the value in the idea itself. And through ESA, I've gotten a lot of resources to help with that and a lot of valuable mentoring. So I definitely recommend it.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, like I said, take advantage of all the resources you have, and super glad to hear that ESA was really helpful for you in that sense. Let me figure out who we skipped here. Gina, I don't think we asked you. What's the hardest part of launching your idea?
I think for me, it was maintaining a sustainable delivery process. We didn't want to waste too many packages or create too much pollution from transportation. Initially, I was thinking about having a warehouse or storage area for the thrifted items before selling, kind of like Amazon does, but we switched that out just to direct delivery to minimize packaging as much as possible. And then we'd also try to collaborate with sustainable delivery companies that reuse packages and things like that. So yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and I'm sure that's a bunch of it's a huge headache in some senses, trying to figure out all those logistics, but definitely a big part of that kind of business. All right, and Brianna, I don't think we got to you.
Yeah, so my product is also in the very early stages of its existence, but I think I would want to experiment. The hardest part is deciding whether or not to experiment with the rentability option or a one-time purchase option, because with this new product, the goal for me would be to reduce the uncertainty of having a new product and the owners willing to try this out.
Awesome. All right, so it looks like we got some questions in the chat again. We have a question from Shaug. For Petbox, how do you plan on advertising the business?
So we would definitely collaborate with pet stores, pet hospitals, pet societies, things like that to raise awareness about just reusing products. And also a big part of our value proposition is donating to these places afterwards. And so also social media, because that's a very important platform for the target audience. And so, yeah, advertising through social media and TV advertisements, things like that.
Awesome. And then Eskimo Patch, is it a medic product? AMD requires approval. I guess the question is product and does it require approval?
So it will require approval, but like I said before, it should be, compared to other medical devices, it should be relatively easy because the eczema, the corticosteroid is already approved. So
okay, good to know. Let's see. We have another question for the whole panel, but let's get this one to Nathaniel first. This appears from Dorina. This appears to be able to correct the global supply issues that currently exist. How long would you estimate it to take you to scale up and be fully operational globally?
Globally, that's hard to say. We would have to, of course, do some logistical international groundwork to see about the laws in the countries when it comes to getting those contracts and everything together. There's a $25 billion current unmet need in the logistical realm when it comes to the LCL space that we're occupying. So it's with funding and with the efficient and knowledgeable team, especially the tech team and law team, I'm very confident we can get it up and running within a year and a half.
Right. Well, sounds good. We got to wrap it up, unfortunately, but I just wanted to say to the panel, great job. Congratulations again on being a finalist. I know you probably learned a ton just going through this process, but all the viewers are learning so much from your experience. And, this is something that people will use as a resource. But yeah, thank you so much. And yeah, I'm going to pass it back to Greg.
Okay, thanks, Aman. Great job. I think you'll agree all our finalists proposed some innovative ideas to solve a broad range of worthwhile problems. Now it's time to announce the winners in the undergraduate track. So, second place winner is Avi IT, and the winner is Avi Knotts. Congratulations, Avi. And in first place for the undergraduate track, the winner is Noah Monteith with Moose Solutions, LLC. Now let's watch the full video pitch presentation from Moose Solutions.
Hello, everybody. My name is Noah Monteith. I'm the owner of Moose Solutions, LLC, and I'm here to present our low carbon fuel standard smart contract solution. So California's low carbon fuel standard is a regulatory standard, and it was designed with two main goals. The first was to reduce emissions from California's transportation sector. The second was to provide a market for innovative low carbon technologies to emerge. As a result of the second goal, we've seen an emergence of biofuels into the US energy market. This includes ethanol from sugarcane, renewable natural gas and biodiesel from dairy manure and biomass, and hydrogen from biomass and water. While the LCFS has been effective at introducing these fuels to the market, adoption has been slow, and this is a direct result of barriers associated with generating revenue in the LCFS, or LCFS credits. And these barriers are a problem. Moo aims to address these barriers through a centralized platform that provides data reporting and smart contract solutions to LCFS stakeholders. This will enable innovative technologies to more easily generate revenue in the LCFS. As such, this solution will accelerate the adoption of innovative, low-carbon technologies. If you could for a second, please bear with me while I explain how. The process of generating revenue in the LCFS is difficult as a result of interdependencies. To generate an LCFS credit, the fuel producer must create a renewable energy attribute, which signifies 1,000 kilowatt hours of renewable energy. The vehicle owner must create a vehicle attribute, which signifies 1,000 kilowatt hours of energy used in a California vehicle. They both contribute their attributes to creating an LCFS credit. As such, they are unable to generate revenue without one another. Ideally, each stakeholder would communicate to the other the number of attributes they have on a daily basis, and this would allow them to minimize the ratio of operating costs to operating revenue, as the LCFS is essentially the only way they make money. Instead, what we see is each stakeholder reports their data to a private database. Then, after 3 months, they report to a shared database where the others can see it. This is stalling innovation in that it negatively affects a project's ability to generate and maximize profit. But even more so, it affects the project's ability to secure financing in the early stages. The reason these agreements are necessary is because the data is not immediately visible to other stakeholders. We plan to address this by centralizing data reporting in hopes to centralize transactions. This will ensure trust between stakeholders and over time eliminate barriers to financing. We will also automate data reporting for all LCFS stakeholders. Many of them are required to report to several regulatory databases, and with Moo, that will be reduced to one database. We will also offer support to automate the input from submeters and vehicles through an IoT backbone and vehicle telematics APIs. These services alone have proved themselves necessary in the LCFS. This is evident by this pilot, commissioned by an LCFS stakeholder, which reaped incredible results. Our competitors so far include PowerLedger and IBM. And these competitors are either focused on providing organizational level process innovations or market level innovations that do not sever the interdependencies associated with LCFS reporting that I mentioned. Additionally, we have identified an immediate need within the LCFS that our competitors are unaware of. We consider this immediate need to represent our greatest competitive advantage. This solution will both unlock a potential $70 million in annual credit revenue for LCFS stakeholders and double the market for a particular renewable fuel. In terms of digital innovation, our platform will leverage already existing cutting-edge technologies in a field where they have not yet been widely implemented. This involves integrating with vehicle telematics APIs, the Internet of Things, regulatory databases, and blockchain-enabled smart contracts. In terms of global innovations, our plans to grow include the opportunity to optimize reporting in 4 already existing low-carbon fuel standards within North America. Furthermore, we also hope that by easing concerns of reporting and reporting integrity, we will both encourage governments to pursue low-carbon fuel standards, which both reduce emissions and spur sustainable innovation, and similar standards which do the same things across different sectors and industries. Thank you for your time.
Congratulations, Noah. Would you like to say a few words?
Yes, thank you, Greg. I'm super excited. I did not expect to win this coming in. It's my first competition, but one thing I want to mention is if you have an idea, to just get out of your room and go talk to somebody about it. Your idea is going to do nothing if you're just sitting in your room thinking about it. I spent probably 8 months during the pandemic just in my room, constantly weighing it out, trying to figure out if it would work. The second I joined ESA, started talking to the folks at the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Institute, my idea just accelerated. Now we're seeing I have the potential to get going and get a real business going, and I'm really excited to see what we can do going forward. So thank you, guys.
Great job. All right, it's now my pleasure to introduce Robert McNamee, who's the Managing Director of the IEI, and he's going to share some of the upcoming programs and opportunities that are available to everyone here at the IEI.
Congratulations to all the finalists and everyone who participated in the Innovative Idea Competition this year. Just getting your ideas polished up and submitted is an accomplishment and will help you keep moving forward as entrepreneurs. The IEI makes all of our programs accessible in multiple formats so that students and alumni can leverage them in ways that fit your schedules and your lives. If you have space for an elective in your undergraduate degree, you can take an entrepreneurship course. If you have room in your academic plan for a few courses, you can get a certificate or a minor. If you want to focus your Fox undergraduate degree on becoming a next generation leader as you launch a new venture, the entrepreneurship major might be right for you. From entrepreneurial thinking to lean startup to social entrepreneurship to a course where you launch a venture and make it profitable in 100 days, we offer courses for all phases of your entrepreneurial journey. These courses are available to all students, regardless of school, college, or major, and you can find our courses listed under Strategic Management or SGM as the subject code.
Hi, my name is Opiemi, the co-founder and CEO of ACE Club, a peer-to-peer tutoring platform that connects students based on their class history. As an undergrad at Temple University, I struggled with Stat 21. For some reason, I couldn't get it. I wasn't sure if it was the material or the instructor. Nonetheless, I needed help. There are currently millions of students going through that struggle right now. And according to educationdata.org, 2 million more drop out every year. That shouldn't happen. That's why we have ACE Club. Our objective is to connect a student currently taking the class with one who already took it and passed it. What better person to guide you through that process? Ultimately, our mission is to make graduating college a reality, one class at a time. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ethan Berg, and I'm the co-founder and CEO.
And I'm Sky Knight, the CTO.
And we are the co-founders of Agora. At Agora, we've developed a suite of no-code customization tools that makes creating 3D social experiences as easy as making a Facebook profile. Essentially, we're transforming the internet into a 3D social space.
And we're really building the core engine to be able to connect, millions of people together in real time in large communities. And it's mind-blowing to me personally that people like my parents or just a huge swath of the population just haven't ever experienced virtual worlds. Like, they're not gamers. And so what we're trying to do is to bring those people into the virtual reality that is our interconnected internet, and to really build a tool that will allow people to do that in whatever way they need to.
And democratizing the ability to have these natural and fluid interactions with people from all over the world it's a true game changer.
For online furniture sellers whose customers find it difficult to choose from pictures on a website, Furniture is an augmented reality tool that provides online shoppers the ability to virtually see how well a piece of furniture looks in their house. Unlike iWant 360 and Gravity Jack's augmented reality apps, our solution will be preferred because we offer lower prices and faster implementation timelines.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Dunst, owner of Hearth and Plume. I want to share with you the story of my friends who married in 2019 who we'll name Ken and Barbie. Barbie spent 3 straight months on her vows. Every day she rewrote and practiced until she knew she could deliver it the way she intended. Her partner, consistently stressed Ken, procrastinated until the day of, and even though in his head he knew exactly what he wanted to say, got too nervous on the stand and spoke his vow, "I love you, enough said." For the Barbies, Kens, and their loved ones, Hearth and Plume is a one-stop shop for ghostwriting wedding speeches, from the proposal to the vows to the toasts. Unlike our competitors, we specialize in using one-on-one human collaboration to help wedding parties craft the speeches of their dreams. Clients are matched with a writer who will learn each story and collaborate through virtual one-on-one ideation, creation, and preparation meetings. If you feel some performance anxiety like Ken, your team member will guide you through practice sessions until you feel ready. Hearth and Plume is all you need to ensure the best man doesn't share the memories you tried to forget. Parents, stay away from those embarrassing childhood stories, and no drunk uncles are harmed in the making of your wedding.
Hey, I'm Max, and I'm presenting Rally. Rally is a social commerce platform on a mission to make necessities accessible and affordable for all through the power of team purchasing. Rally is more desirable than traditional purchasing methods because it transfers the benefits of economies of scale normally reserved for institutional purchasers like supermarkets and big box retailers directly to consumers. Rally does this by incentivizing buyers to share deals and aggregate purchasing power through teams, unlocking wholesale-like pricing on an individual consumer level. This allows consumers to buy like retailers, but without the headache of high minimum order quantities. It provides manufacturers added sales volumes and increased control over their products. and it eliminates layers of inefficient distribution and markup that are otherwise passed down to you and me, the end consumer. Thanks.
So we're going to ask Aman again to come in and run Q&A, take some questions from the judges and from our YouTube audience, and pose them to the finalists.
All right. And again, I just want to say congratulations to the upper track candidates, our finalists, and let's get some questions going in the chat, and let's get a discussion. All right. Start off with one from Remy for Ace Club. Why would a Temple student choose your service over existing peer mentoring opportunities on campus? So Opeyemi, we'd love to hear from you.
Because number one, convenience is one of the key factors. Some of the on-campus offerings are usually have a restricted time frame, and then it's also very siloed, so it's disaggregated depending on the department. So we want to be a one-stop shop where you can just come centralize and find any time that works for you with another student.
Awesome, thank you. All right, well, we got one for Ethan from Lindsay. As an event planner, why should I choose Agora World over another virtual event platform?
Yeah, well, when it comes to using our platform, it's definitely much more of a real world in-person experience. So you can fluidly interact with people in a 3D environment. So as you move through the space and you get closer to someone else, they'll become louder. When you become further away, they become quieter. So if you take a conference or a career fair as an example, each company can have their own booth or stand, same way they would in person, and people can move through the room and get closer to the booths to interact with the representative from there and go into private rooms even for interviews right on the spot. So it's much more realistic face-to-face type interactions.
Nice, that's fascinating. All right, let's see what else we got. From Josh for Kazi for Furnished AR. Many major retailers already offer in-app view this in your room opportunities. What differentiates you from your competitors?
The main difference is that the idea behind Furnisher is to embed that augmented reality feature in the website itself rather than like a separate app, which is something definitely available in the market today.
Nice. All right, for Rebecca, a question from Remy. Who are the writers for your company and how do they customize each speech?
So as of right now, it is just me. But our next step is to assemble that team. And I'm looking to make sure that they have at least a degree in English, communications, linguistics, different backgrounds, cultures, languages. So that's the end goal. So ideally you would be personally matched with someone that matches with you.
All right, awesome. Then let's see. In the chat, we got one for Rally. What sort of research did you do to understand the size of your target market and who would your end users be?
Yeah, good question. So we've done a lot of research talking to people and figuring out who wants to share deals. And what we've come up with is that it's a certain, income bracket is more or less brand conscious and more price conscious and a lot more willing to share deals. And so when you target that demographic, you're creating affiliate network effects that allow you to lower prices and kind of rid of the marketing costs associated with retailers like Target or Amazon. And I'm sorry, was there another part to that question?
Let me pull it up again. Just like, who would your end users be?
So we're targeting geographically centric users. So college campuses, for example, where everyone's kind of in the same location, or apartment buildings where everyone's in, just a different floor, where you can essentially have one user within that geographic area fulfill the last mile logistics to cut out another third of the cost that would otherwise go into the product.
Awesome. All right, so it looks like we got a question for the whole panel. What's your why? What drives your passion for making your idea into a startup business? So Ethan, let's start with you.
I mean, the main reason I started mine, like the why behind it, is really just to better connect people on a global scale. I think that we live in a world now where we've got friends, family, business colleagues from all across the world, and it's very difficult to remain in touch, to have a strong relationship and a really strong bond with one another while far apart. So by offering experiences where you can have that in-person feel, you're going to be able to generate memories and therefore create stronger bonds with those that you meet and the brands that you're able to interact with on a global level.
Nice. Okay, and I'm sorry we have to keep rapid firing these, but Opeyemi, what's your why?
Help people graduate. So not passing the class shouldn't be one of the reasons why you fill out of college. And we know what the income potential can be with a college with at least a bachelor's degree. So that is really my why, and connecting that with other students who can also provide that service and earn while doing that at the same time.
Fantastic. All right, Rebecca.
Yeah, my idea was born out of my experience in the wedding industry and my two loves. I have a degree in communication and English. And the reason that I ended up in entrepreneurship was to be able to practice that ethically and practicing ethical leadership. And all of those three things have brought me here.
Awesome. Kazi.
Well, I believe that the view in 3D, sort of the three-dimensional augmented reality feature, is something that's going to eventually revolutionize the way we shop on the internet. And I really want to be the one who does that. So that was what drove me to bring this into the limelight.
An opportunist. All right, Max.
Yeah, so for me, it was keeping an eye on trends around the world and kind of seeing what's going on and noticing the fact that retail really hasn't changed a lot since Amazon. Yet, the internet has enabled a lot of different things. For example, Airbnb, that kind of shows the sharing economy, and Uber, that shows you that people can do tasks if you give them the tools to do it. And Instagram, which kind of hands everyone demand on a silver platter. And it just seems like all the pieces are starting to align for a different kind of retail. And I figured, why not try and make the most of it, given all that's there now.
Nice. All right, let's see. Thank you for those answers. That's a super important question. I think it's really inspirational to the audience. I think another thing we'd like to hear from the panel is, what resources did you take advantage of when kind of developing your idea? And like, what would you want to share with people who are listening that they could use for themselves? And then let's switch up the order a little. Rebecca, do you want to start?
Sure. You said research?
Resources.
Mine's a little different than I know a lot here because it's not science-based. So a lot of what I used were like social things, going out and like pre-pandemic, seeing it anecdotal. And then post-pandemic, looking up statistics, virtual interviews, those kinds of like getting out and hearing people's experience, because those are really the things that make up what I do. Every event is so different. It's hard to kind of put it all into one box. But I would say, as the lesson there is echoing what Noah said earlier, is just to get out, talk to people, step out of the office, and see what comes of it.
Nice. All right. I know I'm switching it up on you guys, but Max, do you want to start?
Sorry, I'm in the car. Things are a little challenging. Okay. So yeah, what were the things? So the thing that I think was most helpful for me was really just talking to people and not saying a lot, but more listening. I find that maybe counterintuitive, but also makes a lot of sense. If you're quiet and you listen, you hear a lot. And I've been asking people to tell me the worst parts of what they see, rather than, I try and tell them cut the nice parts out and just tell me all the bad things. And I find that's been really helpful, because you kind of lower their their guard and their natural instinct to just be positive and tell you it's all going to be great, which isn't really helpful when you have a lot of obstacles that are there, and everyone sees them differently.
Nice. All right, Kazi.
I apologize. Could you please repeat the question once?
Yeah, just share a resource or something you think that people listening should take as inspiration for something to develop their idea.
Well, one of the most best resources that motivated me was these competitions where I really wanted to shine with the ideas. So I think looking out for people to talk to, especially through like the resources that Temple offers, I think you'll definitely find a way to make it a reality.
And Opeyemi?
Yes, I think just get it out of your head and on paper. So there's something about seeing something written down that helps you start to craft it out. And it's okay to speak to others, because sometimes when you feel like, you have an idea, you don't want to talk to people because you feel they might steal the idea or something, but just speak to people. It's about implementation, about how you feel. So that was it for me. Is there was research that covered about 350,000 the sample frame students in my case, and there's a clear need, and even on-campus free services are not being used in this case. So just being able to have an idea, write it down, start somewhere, and start to put things in paper and talk, and that would help you clear it out.
Fantastic. And it looks like Max is raising his hand.
Yeah, so I just, something I remembered. I don't know if anyone's using it here, but I came across something called Lunch Club, which kind of is a networking service that pairs you up with random people that are relevant to what you're doing or just, good to talk to in general. It's a great platform. Sign up for it, and you meet a lot of really interesting people that can offer a lot of really good insights, and it's been super helpful for me.
Thank you. I'm glad you threw that in there. And Ethan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going to follow up with what Opeyemi said. I think that the main thing is really just to get out there and try. Like execution is all. I mean, my dad always said to me that if your idea isn't something you can put on a billboard, then you're not going to execute good enough. So, ultimately, it's really just about going out there and building something and not being afraid to make a mistake, because every mistake leads to a better idea and a better revelation to what you're really out there to do. So I would just say that you got to take the first steps and say, I'm going to try and learn from there. Don't be afraid to do things that you don't know.
Fantastic advice. All right. Well, thank you, panel, for that. It looks like we have a little bit more time. So we have a few questions that are targeted directly towards a few of you. So let's see. I guess this one's for you, Ethan. What is your revenue, please, for the 3D company? From Timmy.
Yeah, revenue or revenue model?
It says revenue. If you want to talk about either, go ahead.
Sure. Revenue-wise, we've made $10,000 to date, are getting about $250 a month right now in monthly recurring revenue. And then our model is subscription for hosting your 3D website, essentially, and building that out based on how large of a community you have there at one given time. And we also do custom development and integration for certain companies.
Awesome. And looks like we got one for you, Kazi. Who do you think your immediate customers are?
Well, our immediate customers are furniture companies themselves who sell their products online. So we can sell our subscriptions of our product to them directly, and then their customers end up being the end users of the product.
All right. It looks like that's it for questions today. So thanks so much, guys. Again, congratulations on being a finalist. It's super inspirational to everyone watching, and like I said, to the undergrads. People learn from you just as much as you learn from this experience. So thanks again, and I'm going to hand it off to Greg.
All right, thanks again, Aman, for a great job moderating the Q&A, and thank you, finalists, for some really good and interesting answers to those questions. So now it's time to announce the winners in the upper track. And in second place, the winner is Opeyemi Oyakami with Ace Club. Congratulations, Opie. And in first place for the upper track, the winner is Max Reef with Rally. Now let's watch their full pitch presentation.
Hey, I'm Max, and I'll be discussing Rally. Rally's goal is to democratize wholesale through team purchasing to enable modern consumers access to prices traditionally reserved for institutional buyers. In other words, Rally seeks to unlock economies of scale for all. Today, it's no secret that bigger orders get better prices. An everyday example of this is toothpaste. At Target, a $10 tube of toothpaste falls to $8 per unit if we just buy a 2-pack. At Costco, that same toothpaste falls to just $6 per unit if we buy a 6-pack. But the best deal of all is that the unit price falls to just $2 per unit if we go for a 100-pack. But seriously, who wants to buy in a 100-pack of toothpaste? And that's precisely the problem. Only institutional buyers do, because nobody else has the capacity to do so. And when they do, they direct goods through layers of distribution to ensure they eventually find their way to you, the end consumer, at retail pricing. Each step of the way, that toothpaste gets marked up to cover wages, utilities, rent, taxes, gas, storage, and eventually profit margins. In other words, because everyone needs to get paid along the way, consumers end up paying an average of 3 times what the manufacturer charges the original buyer. The competition? Well, there's a lot of retailers and a lot of buyers, but they haven't exactly changed much since 2008. All the while, the internet evolved and shaped how we work, browse, and connect with others as a society. This highlights a massive opportunity in that the collective bargaining power of consumers remains untapped. And that is Rally's purpose, to aggregate fragmented demand, organize and package it up, and send it to manufacturers so that you get the best prices. In other words, Rally aims to enable Consumer 2.0, a consumer that leverages the full potential of his or her bargaining power by teaming up with others and purchasing directly from manufacturers as a collective. Rally achieves this through its social commerce app, where consumers can choose between 2 prices for all items on the platform, one for individual purchases and one for team purchases. Users opting for a team purchase may either initiate their own team for the best price or join an existing team aggregated by Rally for a slightly higher price. If a user initiates their own team, they'll be prompted to use social platforms to encourage friends to join their purchase, and discounts will increase for each additional buyer added to their group. Once teams are confirmed, products ship. Based on data collected through validation, Rally should initially target value-conscious consumers that prioritize price over pretty packaging, fast shipping, and brands. This includes households earning less than $75,000 per year, or roughly 60 million households in the United States. Within this subset, however, Rally should prioritize geographically concentrated communities like college students, elderly homes, and apartment buildings. The reason being is that because geographically concentrated groups enable Rally to leverage a compensation system for users who fulfill last-mile distribution on qualified orders, reducing sizable portions of logistics costs. As a new venture, unknowns are inevitable. I will validate assumptions through conversations and beta testing with Rally's target users. This means not only talking, but doing. For example, since my first goals are to optimize launch items, learn realistic group sizes, and understand barriers to sharing deals, I will grant prospective users access to wholesale pricing on 3 high-frequency necessities with dynamically scaled discounts proportional to group size. I will likely purchase these items at Costco to start and end up eating a lot of the costs in the process, but the learnings will hopefully be well worth it. I will also create a WhatsApp group for myself and early adopters so that I can iterate, observe, and personally resolve problems as they arise in real time. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Max. Would you like to share any comments with us?
Yes, sorry, my phone, I am trying to do everything on an iPhone. It's very hard these days. Yes, this is awesome. I'm genuinely shocked, very happy. And I'm excited to put, everything that is happening right now to good use and use some momentum to really start building. Because right now I'm working on the MVP, and it helps to have some press behind you, I must say. And I also want to thank you, Greg and Lindsay, and also the Blackstone Launchpad. I've done some talking to them as well. Temple's been super helpful. It's definitely helped align a lot of things up that I previously didn't really know about in Philadelphia, which can be a hard place to start a company at first. So I'm really just grateful for all of this and everything Temple's doing to help entrepreneurs kind of get things started in the area.
Well, congratulations, Max. We're looking for good things coming from you and Rally in the near future.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we still have 4 more awards to present, including the grand prize. And remember to vote now for the crowd favorite award. We'll be closing the voting for that soon. We're pleased again this year to have our Global Innovation Award being presented by Cyber, the Center for International Business Education and Research. This year, Cyber is presenting the award to 2 teams. The first is Noah Monteith and Moose Solutions. The selection committee said during their pitch, this submission provided detailed and thoughtful commentary on the scale and potential of the idea beyond the California energy markets to consider the truly global impact of solutions to climate change. And the second award goes to Max Reef with Rally. Again, the selection committee felt this submission considered the global potential for collective purchasing power using technology to unite consumers. The EU target market was addressed, and also the potential impact for the developing world who has limited access to such collaborative purchasing power. So congratulations to both of your teams. Great job. Okay, I also want to mention now that our voting for crowd favorite is now closed, and we'll be tabulating the results and making that announcement in just a few minutes. Our next award is for digital innovation, and it comes from the Digital Innovation Foundry of the Institute for Business and Information Technology. The selection committee was so impressed with the ideas this year that they decided to give 2 awards. Each team will receive a cash award and a spot in the Digital Innovation Foundry program where they will receive mentorship and guidance on their ideas. The winners this year are Nathaniel Sloan with Logic CXT, and Ethan Berg with Agora World. Congratulations to both of you. So there are many people that deserve a big thank you for making a competition and event like this possible. We want to thank our legion of reviewers from inside and outside of Temple. We had over 100 reviewers helping us select the best ideas this year. You can find their names listed in the credits. Each of them evaluated 10 ideas, and we truly appreciate their help and the feedback that they provided to all of the participants this year. We also want to thank our group of mentors and pitch coaches who provided feedback and guidance to many of the participants and to the finalists as they prepared to submit and present their ideas. And if you'd like to get involved as a reviewer or mentor, I encourage you to use the QR code and register for one of our future competitions. We're always looking for help, and we really appreciate those who do volunteer and come forward to support our Temple outpreneurs. Now I want to thank our sponsors. First, a thank you to Dean Anderson and the Fox School of Business. Also, a thank you to Milk Street Marketing for providing production support for today's event. Our new sponsors at the Digital Innovation Foundry of the Institute for Business and Information Technology, that's including Munir Mandwala, Laurel Miller, Manoj Chaco, and Taha Havakur. We look forward to having you as partners in future competitions as well. And a big thank you again to Jeff Conradi, Phyllis Tutura, and Amy Kumpf of Temple's Cyber Program for selecting the Global Innovation winner. Thank you for your continued support of our Temple entrepreneurs planning to expand into global markets. And now the announcement of this year's grand prize in the 24th annual Innovative Idea Competition. So this year, the winner of the grand prize is Ethan Berg and Agora World. Congratulations, Ethan. Let's watch their full pitch presentation.
My name is Ethan Berg. I'm the founder and CEO of Agora World, and our mission is to democratize 3D and immersive technology. I want you to imagine sharing a real-world social experience online. And I don't mean a call like we're on today, where one person talks at a time, people multitask, and there's no true side conversations or connections made, but rather an experience that truly feels real. Something that brings the feeling of vitality to our online experiences. Instead of just watching and listening to me on your screen right now, you'd feel this very moment, the physical presence. You'd be able to turn to your left and right and interact and shake hands with all of the other attendees, just as you would if we were together in person. And that's the problem with the current experiences. There's currently no online experience that provides the physical and mental immersion and social interaction that we crave as human beings. We can FaceTime, we can Zoom, we can text or use social media, but do these really provide that human element that make us feel alive? And if we wanted to experience something like this today, there's a ton of barriers. It's technically challenging, or you need a ton of resources and money to make it happen. But we all know that the future of the internet is immersive, social, and customizable for this very reason. These experiences will create meaning for the time that we spend online, as you can explore 3D worlds, you can meet people and brands from all across the world in real time, and even build your own world and online identity. The internet began with text, then it went to pictures, audio, video, and now we're heading into a world filled with 3D content. There's a ton of hype in this space right now, a lot of people working on these type of experiences, but if you talk to any early adopter of the VR space, they would ask if they're doing it the right way. What they're looking for is an open platform where you can do anything and build anything. It's accessible, easy to use with no code tools, and you can get it on any and all devices. And they want to be able to trust the companies that are collecting their data. So if you look at the way that WordPress and Wix did for websites and what Shopify has done for e-commerce sites, Agora is doing the same by democratizing the metaverse. We empower developers and professional teams to create immersive social experiences. We have an open 3D ecosystem and marketplace that allows people to build on top of our platform. We have no-code customization tools, so it's as simple as possible to use, and it works on everyday devices, and soon it will be hosted directly on your website. When it comes to this ecosystem, we're building out the entire foundation in order to support these experiences. We want to allow designers and developers to add their own extended functions so that creators and hosts have too many opportunities to customize this and as they wish, so that the end user and their consumer has an unbelievable firsthand experience. We have no-code customization tools that are as easy as making a Facebook profile. So you simply choose this template, this theme from our marketplace, you add a plugin or two, and then you customize it using a template, add images, videos, ton of different content to experience this in real time with other people. Right now, there's a few things we don't know. We are curious on whether people are interested in downloading an application. If not, we're going to go web-based. We're trying to figure out whether businesses are interested in paying a subscription to use our technology. So we provide a free option and enable trials. And when it comes to our team, we've got 2.5 people working on this full time right now and are wondering whether this can scale exponentially. And if not, we've got to build our team out. To date, we've had a ton of traction. We've worked with Independence Blue Cross. We just signed Temple University to host a class on the platform. And we're working with Pat's Steaks in order to actually create a virtual restaurant. Princeton Blockchain, ton of organizations. Our pipeline exceeds $500,000 in ARRs. We're working with a ton of different areas of interest, and our partners are helping extend this and push this out. But when it comes to our metrics, I mean, we've made $10,000 in revenue to date. We've held about 38 events in 10 months and have had over 500 attendees on our platform with an average time spent of 1 hour per session. Even had a career fair where people stayed for an average of 1 hour and 45 minutes, which is just unbelievable. I mean, when was the last time you willingly spent an hour on a website? So thank you very much for your time today. I appreciate it a lot, and please feel free to reach out. Thank you again.
Congratulations again, Ethan. Is there anything you'd like to say?
Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate that. I didn't expect it, if you want me to be honest. But ultimately, I would just say that at the end of the day, it's just about, again, getting out there and trying to do what you think is right and building something that you can imagine. Anything is really possible at the end of the day. You just got to take your first step forward to go and try to build it.
Well, it's been exciting. I know you've been through a lot of our programs here and participated in a lot of the different competitions. It's great to see yourself and Agora World getting some recognition and seeing you get some traction in the marketplace. So congratulations again.
Yeah, thank you. And honestly, I do want to say the last thing about that is thank you to Temple. I mean, as you said, Greg, I've been inside of all the programs for a while now. So it's definitely getting to a place where it's good to see. And I appreciate all the resources. Again, use what the Entrepreneurship Lab has. There are so many things in that accelerator that can really boost not only your business, but your personal life and your personal growth too. So definitely come find Greg, any of the people there. They're so helpful.
All right, thank you. All right, so we're looking forward to seeing our finalists and all of our innovative idea participants in our upcoming competitions. And we hope you'll consider entering too, or at least joining us for those events in the next year. And finally, there are many people that deserve a big thank you for making a competition and an event like this possible. A big thank you to Lindsay Clark and her team of incredible student facilitators. You did a tremendous job executing on over 400 action items in our plan for this competition and the final event. And a special thanks again to Milk Street Marketing for doing a great job bringing us our live event. And finally, we'd like to thank you, our streaming audience, and our watch party participants who were right outside my door here listening. We want to thank you for being part of this experience and continuing to support our programs and the entrepreneurs here at Temple's Innovation and Entrepreneurship Institute. Have a great evening, everybody.